Hello, this is Brian Lee, founder of the Caregiver Hero Initiative. For 36 years now, it's been my mission to transform healthcare to be patient-driven. And of all the insights and ideas that I've learned, it's this: healthcare is all about relationships. Quick little story. I went for an ultrasound a few years ago about a sensitive male matter, and I was greeted by a tech who evidently was not happy about her life, herself, and her job. So I spent the next 20 minutes with her. It was evident she didn't want to talk to me. I tried making small talk and she kept answering yes, no, yes, no. So I gave up on that. It felt like an eternity. And after it was over, I have to say, I felt disappointed and demeaned about the way I was cared for. And here's my point. Create a relationship with your patients first, then get down to business in reverse. You know, I say to people, how long does it take to create a relationship? And say, I don't have time to do that. You know, it can just be a moment. I went for another treatment a few months ago at a local hospital, and I went in to see this tech, and she was same attitude, not happy. She asked my name, but she didn't even introduce herself. So I noticed she had an accent. So I said to her, "Privyet," which is Russian for "how are you?" And immediately her eyes lit up, her face smiled, and she says, "How do you know that?" And I said, "Well, I've been to St. Petersburg." She says, "I'm from St. Petersburg," and we connected. When I left that session, she said, "By the way, Brian, when you come back tomorrow, you don't need to park. Let me tell you where you can pull up, drop off your equipment, and leave." And it was fascinating to me to see a transformation take place for one word. Now, the great thing about creating a relationship with your patients is these are all things you can do while you're doing what you do, and it doesn't take any extra time, and it doesn't cost a cent. Because otherwise, all you're doing is a transaction. And where's the joy in that? Now, to make sure you're on track and you are interested in your patients, ask yourself at any given time, what do I know about my patient that's not on their chart? Otherwise, it's just all business. You know, for years, I've had labs taken by phlebotomists, and I can't remember a time when a phlebotomist ever asked me anything about me. Yet I've always walked away from that time with them, knowing about their kids, their interest, where they're from, all of the above. Folks, it doesn't take very long. Kristen told me at Rochelle Community Hospital in Illinois that when she admits a patient, she tries to make a new friend. God bless her for that. Whether you're in imaging or whether you're triaging in the ER or whether you're processing somebody for a bill, it just takes a moment to take a personal interest. Because what's the personal reward when it's just all business? I was so impressed with a young CNA who wrote on one of my evaluation forms for a presentation I did at Carthage Hospital in Illinois, who said, "I'm looking forward to my kindness shift in the morning." And I thought, wow, if we all began a kindness shift where we took an interest in creating relationships with our patients. So here's the way I want you to think about this. When you create a relationship with your patient, it's healing therapy. Because what you're doing is creating trust. And when you create trust, patients don't hold things back. The key is to listen with all of yourself and all of your heart and not judge them. Because the moment they get that you're there for them, the healing begins. So to summarize, here are 4 do-its for you to remember. Number 1, ask yourself, what do I know about the patient that's not on the chart? Number 2, begin every shift as a kindness shift. Number 3, listen with all of your heart and all of yourself. And number 4, above all, remember, relationships first, business second. So in closing, I honor you for choosing a career that's not just a job, it's a calling that touches people's lives every day. I also want to say, be good to yourself. The humorist Irma Bombeck once said, "Seize the moment. Remember all those women on the Titanic that waved off all those dessert carts." This is Brian Lee saying, healthcare is so lucky to have you.